So my water just broke. Okay, cool. Okay, and so, yeah, hurry.
You want to take something with you?
No.
Crackers? I got straw mix, granola bar. What?
I ain't got the clue. Camera follows me, and I'm like, dude, you got a wife in labor. I'm not gonna sit here kissing my girlfriend. It's just awkward.
When you Hey friends, it's Katie from Without a Crystal Ball. Welcome back to my channel. It's Tuesday, October 29th, 2024, and I hope everyone's having a wonderful day. Christine Brown is moving aggressively, and I can tell you that this is very aggressive for a family court case because Christine Brown has already filed a counter response to Kody's lawsuit in the state of Utah. She is filing this only days after Kody closed on a home. And this tells me that Christine Brown is playing to win, is not backing down, and is taking all the steps necessary to ensure that she gets the money that's due to her for Truly. The birth of Truly was actually part of the very first season. If you can believe it, fans have known Truly since the very beginning, and now her care and the money to care for her and the medical expenses and other expenses due are at the front and center of a dispute between Christine and Kody. What we don't know for sure is that in the state of Utah, you can actually go for child support back 4 years once a child turns 18. So she could even be suing Kody in regards to Isabel because Isabel had scoliosis surgery in September of 2020. Christine has had to front the bill for very expensive surgeries and even an acute hospitalization for Truly that almost ended her life. Truly spent 11 days in kidney failure due to Kody's negligence. Christine has always been the primary caregiver of Truly, and Truly has always had a very close bond to her mother. Truly's relationship with her father has always been distant and never been close. Fans remember when Kody said goodbye to Truly when she left for Utah, and Truly almost acted like he was a stranger.
Thank you.
Okay, safe travels. We'll see ya.
Thanks.
Only me, okay? All right, we'll see you, sweetheart. I love you. I love you. Have a good trip, okay? All right? Your phone has video chat, and you and I can video chat, okay? All right? Love
Truly,
you.
we love you. We're going to miss you and hope to see you soon, sweetie.
Fans have also noticed that Kody has very limited interaction with her, and it almost feels like at times the only time he actually sees her is if he needs to film with her to show off the world that he's a great dad to her. This was actually reiterated and shared by Peyton on TikTok that Truly's interaction with her dad was very limited and that he often only saw her if cameras were rolling, that he wasn't really a dad when cameras weren't on him. It was all for show, and it was all for him to look like a good dad. Truly has now been living in Utah with Christine in Lehi, and they've been back in Utah since 2021. Truly is 14 years old, and she'll turn 15, I believe, in April of this year. So she's entering, I think, her 9th grade year of high school, and she has a well-established life in Utah. It seems almost highly unlikely that Kody will have any meaningful custody of Truly. And in the state of Utah, when it comes to child custody, if a parent has a child over 252 days a year, they're considered having sole custody. And that's what happens. That actually happens to determine what a parent pays for child support, depending on how much custody they have. And if Christine is going to continue being the primary custody holder, Kody will be the one that has to pay. So last week, I told you that Kody made a decision to actually fight this case. In the state of Utah, there's a couple actions that you can take when you are suing for child custody, paternity, and child support. So someone can actually open a case and they can file for custody and paternity. And the person that's the respondent can just answer and respond. Or they can file a counterclaim, and the counterclaim would include their what they want or how this person has harmed them. So in a family case, they might try to dispute what the petitioner wants, which is Christine. So Kody could say, no, I believe I need to have 100% custody of her. She's unstable and really she's alienated me. And the reason I don't see my daughter is because she moved her to Utah. He's going to likely use this whole parental alienation thing. He is very much in the red pill father's rights world, and he gets all of his information from like a small world of men that are hate women online. That's the kind of stuff that he consumes. So Kody filed a counterclaim against her. According to the guidelines of the court in the state of Utah, when someone files either a complaint or a countercomplaint, the respondent of that complaint has 21 days from the day that they're served their complaint. Most people do not respond immediately because they need time to respond to the allegations in the countersuit and the claims that are being made. Most often, attorneys have very busy schedules, and because of that, they have deadlines that they put on their calendars. And most attorneys don't file until the deadline is due because they are busy. And answers require the individual to go through line by line and confirm or deny the statements that are being made, and then offer defenses for each one of the requests that this individual has. And so that takes time. It takes time for the attorney and the client to figure out, okay, what are your defenses? What are your responses? And then drafting and filing. But in this case, they didn't wait. And in fact, Christine was served and they responded today. That's so fast. And this tells me that Christine already knew ahead of time what Kody was going to claim. It tells me that she's cued into his arguments, the false allegations he'll probably claim against her, and is ready to fight him and knows what she wants to say before he even says it. She's well prepared, is what I'm trying to say. She knew what he was going to file. You don't generally file a response this quickly if you're not prepared. And Christine is very prepared. And I also get the sense that time is of the essence for her case because of Kody buying that property and knowing that Truly is in high school. Like, she doesn't want to spend years wasting her time figuring this out. She's got money due to her. She wants custody determined. She wants legal rights established. She wants to get it done. And what she did today is she filed a response to answering his counterclaims. And what that did was it set into motion that she will now have a status conference with Kody in December, on December 18th, 2024. This was initiated because she filed her answer. And the status conference, the first one, which is Rule 100A, is this: case management of domestic relation actions. Case management tracks, except those initiated by the Office of Recovery Services, all domestic relations actions are defined by Rule 26.1, will be set for a case management conference before the court or a case manager assigned by the court after the answer to the action is filed. At the case management conference, the court or a case manager assigned by the court must determine into which of the following tracks the case will be placed. There are 3 tracks that happen in family court, and this is what track 1 would be. This category includes all cases that do not require expert witnesses or complex discovery. The court will certify a track 1 case directly for trial. If the parties have not yet mediated, the court will order the parties to participate in good faith mediation before trial takes place. I can tell you right off the bat, this is not gonna be track 1 because Kody will not agree with anything. And there's going to be a lot of discovery here. Track 2 is a complex discovery track. This category includes cases with complex issues that require extraordinary discovery, such as valuation of a business. For a track 2 case, at the management conference, the court will set a discovery schedule with input from the parties and schedule the case for a pretrial hearing. I mean, there could be some issues with valuations for their splits, and there could be, I mean, honestly, this custody case could also include truly getting paid for sister wives. We don't really know. You know what I mean? Like, there's a lot at stake here and truly is part of the family business. So there's a lot of complex moving parts to this that we aren't privy to and we won't know about because the cases are sealed. So I do wonder if that will play a role. But I think track 3 is where they're going to end up. Track 3 is a significant custody dispute track. This category includes cases with significant custody disputes, including custody disputes involving allegations of child abuse or domestic violence. For a track 3 case, the case management conference, the court and parties will address whether a custody evaluation is necessary, and if so, the form of the evaluation and appointment considerations, and whether appointment of a private guardian ad litem is necessary, and if so, the scope of the appointment and how the costs are appropriated. The court will prepare and issue any resulting orders appointing a custody evaluator or guardian ad litem and schedule the case for either a pretrial hearing or custody evaluation settlement conference. So she's either going to end up in track 2, complex discovery, or significant child custody dispute. And these disputes can involve child abuse or domestic violence, which they can include and often include, but those are not what's limited. It can also just be that the two parties don't agree on anything at all and are completely at an impasse. And I don't know what Christine is claiming in her complaint, but I would think it would be fair to assume that there will be allegations of child neglect, child abandonment, possible child abuse. We really don't know. Concerns about his participation in a cult, exposure to polygamy now that she's out, and she doesn't want truly involved in that church, even though Kody claims he's not involved in it anymore, and domestic violence. Domestic violence does not just mean that Kody has hit his wife or hit one of his wives. It doesn't mean that he was ever physical. Domestic violence can include verbal abuse, it can include economic abuse, it can include financial abuse, it can include psychological abuse, it can include narcissistic abuse. And the child abuse component, I think at the age of 14, they're probably not having to deal with spanking. But in fairness, this is something that I know Christine is not supportive of, and that this is an action that Kody advocates for in his homes. There's always been a lot of questions about why Christine was mad at Mary when it came to the discipline of the kids. And there was always questions about why Christine was upset with Kody about some of the way that he treated the kids. And my understanding, and Christine has said, and I think she said in the book, that she is not someone that likes corporal punishment. She doesn't think that spanking is effective, and she doesn't use it herself. And Kody came from a world where he believed that he needed to use corporal punishment, paddles. Peyton said that he would hit him in the mouth sometimes. Gwendolyn said that she was thrown in the air to scare her to stop crying or to stop being whatever Kody didn't want her to be. Gwendolyn has said that Kody left bruises on her and their backs of her legs were bruised and sore and she couldn't sit down very well. That was all said publicly. I mean, Peyton said publicly that his dad paddled him and punched him in the mouth or slapped him in the mouth. So that could be something that comes up. Not to say that it would be common with a 14-year-old, but I don't have a lot of hope for Kody that he doesn't exert his control and doesn't seem to care how old a child is. If he needs to get physical, he'll get physical. And I don't think he seems to care. It doesn't seem to bother him if someone's older or not with discipline at all. So that could be an element in here, although I don't know. Obviously, I'm only speculating, and I can only go off of what I know factually about what either the kids have said or what's been in their book or what we've witnessed. We've witnessed that the kids have had fist fights on the show. I mean, that was in the early seasons. So I don't think it would be uncommon to think that there's some level of violence in this house. So I think that for Christine, her concerns are going to be that Kody has extreme behavior. He has escalating anger issues. He has shown to be completely verbally abusive, mentally unstable, financially abusive. and exploitative of his children, his wives, his history of polygamy. Although they might be able to keep that out of the court. Polygamists try like hard to not have polygamy be a factor in their court cases. And for Kody, I don't know why he would even fight other than he just doesn't want to pay and he wants to make Christine's life hell. But I can't see under any circumstances where he'll win. So at the case management conference, I think she'll probably end up in track 2 or 3. And I honestly think it wouldn't be bad to have an evaluator in that came in and looked at Cody's house and how he raises children, because maybe it could help his other children that are minors. I know that, I worry about how isolated Robin's kids are and how controlled they are. And now that they've bought this larger house, it's almost like he's never going to let them leave. And I worry about what's happening inside that house and why their worlds are so closed off to everyone. So maybe a child evaluator wouldn't be a bad thing for Kody. I think Cody's own behavior on the show and just I can't imagine what he says to her in text message. I'm sure it's very abusive. So I know McKelty had mentioned that there had been a lot of drama with the custody stuff and drop-offs and her being in the middle of it. So I think this is going to be contentious. And I honestly think that the reason Christine responded so quickly is because time is of the essence. They know what Cody's doing with the money. Money is going to be ordered to be paid to her. It's not an if, it's a win. And I've had so many people in the comments stating that this judgment will not include the injunction for financial purposes. And they're saying that there's no debt until the judge orders. That's not true in child custody cases. In cases like this, she's coming to the court and she's stating that Kody owes her money. She is telling the court through her complaint that he owes her child support and he likely owes her debt for medical expenses and other fees. It doesn't matter if there's a court order. Anytime a complaint has issues of money at hand, the financial injunction is put into place to prevent the liquidation or disposal or transferring of money. I did speak with a family attorney, not from the state of Utah, but in the state of Missouri, who is a family lawyer and handles high conflict custody disputes. And they said financial injunctions are common in child custody cases without divorce because it always involves money. And especially with someone like Kody who's going to try to avoid it, it's an important part of the case. Once ordered, then Kody has an order that has to be enforced, but the initial complaint involves money and debt. So Christine is going to get a status conference. It wouldn't be, honestly, it wouldn't be bad if Truly had an advocate. Frankly, a guardian ad litem could probably help her too. It probably could help both of them. I'm sure there's things about what's going on in Christine's life and with Truly and with the alienation from the kids that's overwhelming for her children. And having the support system of someone that would advocate just for Truly wouldn't be bad for Truly. Truly's 14 and she can advocate for herself to the court and tell the court what she wants, and her voice will be heard. And her voice will be taken into serious consideration. So if Truly does not want to live with her father, the court will take that into consideration strongly. I don't know why Kody is fighting other than to save face and to just pour more salt on the wounds for Christine and just to make things more difficult. But Christine is obviously playing to win, responding very quickly, knowing that Kody just purchased a house, not wasting any time and moving to trial. The status conference is the first step. She does have to go through mediation. And then they'll also have to deal with if there's going to be custody evaluations, guardian ad litems, or other people that can help with discovery. Cody's discovery for his financial records will be complicated because of the way that he structures his finances. He's going to make this painful, and I'm pretty confident that Christine's lawyer is ready. So what are your thoughts? Let me know in the comments below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up. Make sure to subscribe to my channel if you haven't subscribed, and click the bell so you never miss a video. Bye, everyone.